What up, people? Welcome to a new edition of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast, featuring the one and only Mike Steph, best in the world at what he does. I'm going to do something off the top of the head real quick, and hopefully I can get some help by my lovely, lovely wife of 25 years. She doesn't have to come on camera. I just need her to um, say the phrase that she always says during football season. And you know what phrase that is, right? You don't know what phrase that is? Say it a little bit louder so the peanut gallery can hear it. Here she comes.
Yo, Jets up.
Yeah. I've been having to deal with that for almost 30 years. Because when I met her, I was a Jets fan. When we got married, I was a Jets fan. And 25 years into our marriage, I'm a Jets fan. And you know what the common denominator of that is, besides us being happily married for all the time? The Jets suck. Yeah. Listen, I've been a Jets fan for 42 years, and I can truthfully admit that the Jets suck. And tell you the truth, the only reason I'm even recording today, because I'm not going to lie, truth be told, I was going to take this weekend off. I was going to say, you know what? Y'all got enough of me on HGF. I have some things I got to spew, but it's not really that important. I got to get myself prepped and primed for the surprise I have for next week. So I was actually going to take today off. And then the Jets said, no, you're not. Oh, no, you're not. Because we're going to give you all the material that you can use, all the lose that you can use, all the suck that you can use. I'm so glad that I went against my gut because, you know, on Sundays, I'm fully decked in New York Jet regalia, New York Jet paraphernalia. And something told me, because me and my wife had to do a run around and do some errands, something told me, do not subject yourself to such ridicule. And normally, I don't care. I told y'all, listen, it's not just a gimmick. This is the real life. But something told me, like, no. Wear the colors. Don't wear the jersey. Don't wear the sweater. All right, you want to wear the hat? You wear the hat. But at least with the hat, I can cover it if I need be. So I'm going to let y'all know straight up what's in tap, what's on tap this week, what's on tap on this episode. Well, first, I'm going to go over the unofficial end of the New York Jets season. Another loss, their fifth in a row. This time to our arch rivals, the New England Patriots, in FOXBOURGH. Then because this has been a topic that I've been speaking about with my boy Tyler McDowell from Gimmick Infringement, and to actually get me close to, or get me in the mood to tackle subject or a similar subject with my surprise for next week, I said, you know what? Let me talk about some wrestling. But not actually the current state of wrestling, or the current state of wrestling in my eyes, as for the product. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm really not feeling it. Not saying it's bad, it's just I'm not feeling it. But two things happened this week. One, Samantha Irvin, ring announcer extraordinaire for WWE, left the company unexpectedly, or should I say surprisingly. And that actually leads into something that's been kind of lingering since their PLE offering at the beginning of October on Bad Blood, emanating from A-Town, Atlanta, in which a lot of hubbub came back from the press conference, the post-show press conference, in which Triple H, Paul Levesque, infamously said, when asked about why African Americans aren't being featured predominantly on all these PLEs that he doesn't see color. Well, magically over the last couple of weeks, it's almost like the Wizard of Oz turned from black and white to color. But he thinks mother effers are stupid. So I got some thoughts I need to get off my chest, and I figured, being the fact that I'm in an ornery mood due to my JETS, this would be the perfect time for me to tackle a subject in which I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. I'm not even pissed off about the situation. I'm pissed off about the fact that you just think that I can't see the forest from the trees. So that is what is on deck this week. As always, it'll be entertaining. As always, it'll be chock full of salt. So without further ado, let's get this issue on the road, huh? Good night. And goodbye. Bang!
Salty thoughts of Mike Steph, this marks a new beginning. Thanks for supporting a total reinvention. The soul is still here, but the vibe's a little different. Unpredictable, hide the kids and the women. Sports of all sorts, music mixed for living. Rep New York City, but hate the politicians. Always bring the heat, Steph baking in the kitchen. Big shout to y'all, I appreciate the listen. Donnie put the rest, but I'm still in the best. In the word of what I do, all y'all know the rest. I live it, I breathe it, I'm the whole definition. The pinnacle, the ultimate, I'm on a new mission. The salty thoughts of Mike Steph.
S-U-C-K. Suck. The New York Jets, my beloved Jets, suck. Point blank, they suck. I'm going to go down a litany of things that's probably not in the particular order, because I was jotting those down as I was, I'm so multifaceted. I'm jotting notes down while I'm out and about with the missus, listening to this disgrace that was in my ear hole, pause, emanating from FOXBOURGH, Massachusetts, emanating from the home of the New England Patriots. Point blank, these mother effers suck. Let's go down the list of transgressions that happened. 3 timeouts spent by the New York Jets in the first half. Not only in the first half, no. What makes matters worse, in the first quarter. That has to be a record. Has any other team in the last couple decades used all of their timeouts allotted in the first half without let's say, they missed the timeout, or a timeout was taken because of a challenge that was erroneous? Oh, no. No, they just in their play. Missed extra point by Greg DeLeg. Not only a missed extra point, but a missed field goal. All in this game. And that comes on the heels of a missed field goal at an extra point last game, and a missed field goal against the Denver Broncos. So in reality, he has cost us, not only him, but he has he has cost us 2 games due to his inability to kick an oblong ball through 2 sticks that is painted gold. Like, does he have any children? I'm asking. And this is not even to be disrespectful, but you would think that the premise is the same. You have an object in which there's an opening, and you need to put the object emanating from you in between those 2 goalposts. So it's similar. Leg spread, opening. You need to penetrate. 2 goalposts, a goalpost, opening in the middle. You need to kick the ball in between those two. So that's why I asked, does he have any children? Probably not. Or at least if he did, it probably wasn't on purpose because he misses his target just over 50% of the time. Oh! But what made matters worse is on his leg, because of his leg, his 2 legs, not a 3rd leg, he cost us 4 points today. And you know what the margin of victory was? Or should I say the margin of defeat was? 3 points. Just saying. 8 penalties for 55 yards committed by the New York Jets. Not only that, I think they had like 3 of those penalties in the first half. First quarter to be exact. Oh, yeah. And guess who reared his ugly head again? Michael Clemens with a roughing the passer penalty. Because things just can't get any worse. You see this picture on your screen for all my YouTube viewers? This is Drake May before he got knocked out the game, scampering for 17-yard touchdown to officially give them the lead. 7-0, 7-zip. He got knocked out the game. So imagine if we had this catastrophe headed by in the hands of Jacoby Brissett. Imagine how bad it would have been if Drake May would have continued to stay in the game. And he's a rookie against this overrated defense. You know that we allowed the Patriots to convert 7 of 15 on 3rd down this game? 7 of 15. Just under 50%. But you know what makes that so glaring? I'll tell you. We only allowed defensively 247 yards of total offense. So those 247 yards of total offense, you allowed them to convert 7 3rd downs. Not only that, you allowed them to score 25 points off of 247 yards of offense. Do you know how bad you got to suck to let that math compute? I think the Mojo King has got me sick again. I don't know how, but I'm blaming it on him. Or maybe I'm blaming it on the nasty cretins that I was around in clothing stores and in a mall. You know, that obsolete thing that where they have a whole bunch of stores that they're clinging on to their livelihood. Yeah, that. You know, dirty ass kids wiping their snotty nose and touching merchandise. Dirty ass broads walking around coughing without covering their mouth. Dirty ass bastards brushing up against you because they don't understand the word excuse me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on a tangent, but better than talk about these damn Jets. Let me continue. Ramondre Stevenson, we held him to 48 yards on the ground on 20 carries. Yeah, I said that right. On 20 carries, he only garnered 48 yards. But guess what? The caveat of that is he got 2 touchdowns, including the game winning with 20 seconds remaining. That was so close that gave us that slimmer hope on 4th down. But do you know what kind of lack of respect you must have to say, you know what? We're 1-5. We have nothing to lose. We're going to go for it on 4th down. That's bad enough. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to give it to this dude that's averaging less than 3 yards to carry to run it right down your throat to put the nail, not in our coffin, in your coffin. And this is a week. They're coming off a week in which their former coach, Bill Belichick, defended the players and said that, he doesn't understand why Gerard Mayo was calling out his team and calling them soft. Well, guess what? This soft asses beat us. This soft asses took it to the woodshed. Yeah, I know. You check. Oh, you only lost by 3. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a natural fuck. This was the type of game that everybody knew. Everybody within the sound of my voice that's a Jets fan knew it was going to happen. It was going to happen. Hidden Gems football. We was talking about survivor picks, me and the Mojo King. Do you know that the Jets were actually favored by 7 points on the road? And I was like, even I knew not to put no money on that. I knew they wasn't gonna cover the spread. And tell you the truth, in the back of my mind, I had a feeling they were gonna lose this game. Because you know why? Because they're the fucking Jets. But I had the audacity, I had the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to question my partner, the Mojo King, when toward the end of the program, he decided, you know, maybe I'm not going to use the Jets as a survivor pick after all. And I said, you know what? That's some bullshit. You're going to dangle this carrot in front of me the whole time and actually get on my side? And then later on, when we're not even talking about them, bring them back up for the body blow. And guess what? He was correct. Unfortunately, he wasn't correct in real life because he actually rode with the fucking Jets in the survivor pool. And guess what? Bang, zoom, out of here. Cost him a pretty penny. Not talk about somebody's pocket, but cost him a pretty penny. And you know what? That in itself makes me embarrassed that I ride for these motherfuckers week in and week out, day in and day out, year in and year out, season after season after season. I'm tired of being a fucking broken record. I'm tired of coming out my character in front of this camera on this mic. I swear, I tell y'all, I really don't even curse in real life. But when I talk about these mother effers, guess what? It sprays like an AK. Fuck. Now, where was I? The game-winning touchdown by Ramondre Stevenson was set up by Sauce Gardner getting beat by a rookie wide receiver by the name of Puke. Yeah. So Sauce got burned by Puke. Read in between the lines, people. I'm not going to spell it out for you. He got beat by Puke. Pause. Not for me, for him. But like I said, we was in a nip and tuck game with the second worst team in the league. Well, I'm mistaken. We were in the nip and tuck game by the third worst team in the league. You want to know why they're the third worst team in the league? Because we're second right now because they just beat us. See, like the only thing we're going to strive for that brass ring is the brass ring of suctitude. Our head coach is lost due to no fault of his own. Jeff Ulbrich is lost. He's a defensive coordinator. If you would have gave him the off season, if you would have even given him what they usually do if somebody has to make a in-season change at head coach, give him an elongated time, you know, they have a bye week, fine. So therefore he can get his ducks in a row. Not only did you not give him the bye week, you gave him a short week coming from overseas into a primetime matchup with your division rival for, at the time, now you can look back at it like, that shit was laughable. That was actually for the division lead. The Bills are 6-2. The Jets are 2-6. It's laughable that actually was a battle for first place. We've lost 2 games since then. Progressively worse. But he lost. He's in above his head, and it's no fault of his own. I saw this stat during the post game show, and it speaks louder than the numbers speak. Before the change, before the firing of Robert Saleh, this defense was giving up 17 points a game. Now, after the firing of Robert Saleh, they are giving up 28 points per game. Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that when you take the person that's in charge of the defense and expand his duties to not only the defense, but the overall team, a team in a downfall, a team in despair, or are they really in despair? Is it a coincidence that the defense will get worse and the offense doesn't get any better? So therefore, not only that, you just have chaos all around. This team, this season is over before Halloween. The season's over before Halloween. Do you know what this team reminds me of? Do you know what this season reminds me of? And I'm loath to say it. I hate saying it. I hate the fact that it popped in my mind, and I was like, you know what? That's exactly what this is. This team reminds me of Old Faithful. This reminds me of the gentrification Brooklyn Nets. Besides the gentrification part, the quick fix, the rotten foundation, and then you tried to put a penthouse on the rotten foundation and then was surprised when it crumbled. The all-star players, the handing over the franchise to two of the marquee players, or in our case, one marquee player, Hall of Famer. The Nets, they were beholden to Kyrie and Kevin Durant. The Jets are beholden, or allowed themselves to be beholden, to Aaron Rodgers and his cronies. Last year we had Alan Lazard, and we had Randall Cobb, and then he got hurt. We would have had David Bakhtiari if it was possible. Quite sure. Wasn't Jermichael Finley still on that list? He's still rolling around, right? So even though he didn't give them a list, that list got out there, and it seemed like the majority of people that was on that list ended up being New York Jets, including Devontae Adams, who we just got last week. And I know he's probably like, damn. Why am I here? He left the 2-6 team to come to a team that's now 2-6. Only difference is he's playing with his friends, so I guess he's all right. Even though he saw from immediate after the post game, he's like, whoa. I ain't liking what the fuck I see. He called everybody out. Did it help? No. Nope. It didn't help. Didn't help whatsoever. None whatsoever. But I digress. The Nets, the gentrification Nets, they put together what some would say was the greatest offensive team in the history of the NBA, especially once they added James Harden. Do you know that they played for a total of under 30 games together in their year and a half. Due to injuries, due to protocol, due to a whole bunch of stuff, etc. Before Nets ownership just ended up blowing it up. They got James Harden out there. And then after they got swept by the Boston Celtics, eventually Kyrie into the next season, he was eventually dealt. And then Kevin Durant finally said, I got to go. And they dealt him, and they started from scratch. Coincidentally, one of the people they got from the Kevin Durant deal was Mikal Bridges, who they were going to try to build everything around. And that didn't work, but it worked in one respect. He is now a New York Knick playing with his people. So all's well that ends well, huh? The Nets now are back to the fledgling team that they were prior to the acquisition of their two star players. They were kind of in the same situation. Darn, we need one or two pieces to put us over the hump. And all these years, these 2 years, not this year included, but the last 2 years, we as in the Jets fans were lulled into believing that all we needed was one piece. All we needed was a simply competent quarterback. All we needed was Aaron Rodgers, and everything would be all right. Fuck coaching. Fuck the general manager. Fuck ownership. Fuck everything. All we needed was one quarterback, and we were going to go to the promised land. And I am guilty as that as much as anybody. And guess what? When the foundation is right, it doesn't matter what you build on it. It's just going to sink in the rot. It's just going to attach itself to anything that's decent. Anything that's worth saving becomes not worth saving anymore. And that's what's happening. That's what's happened to the New York Jets. Unfortunately, you know what actually precipitated this rot? The acquisition of our savior. It's almost like, look at it this way. Last year he came in, it was hope. He got hurt. Then the rallying cry was, hold on. Let's try to hold on and stay in it until Aaron can hopefully make this miraculous recovery and have him come back. And he's putting that out there. If there's a chance, if we're still in contention, I'll come back. And then shit fell apart. And then he came back on the sidelines, and we finished the season strong, right? With all this hope coming into this year. You got a full training camp. He's going to be fully healthy. Everybody knows what to expect from him. Everybody's like, yes, last year was just a mirage. This year is go time. And then what? At least the gentrification Nets were half a shoe size away from getting to the conference finals. At least they were that. These mother effers, they've lost 5 in a row. They was 2-1, 5 in a row. And now if you look back at it, they can very well be 0-8. Which I don't know which one would be worse, 0-8 or our current state. If Tennessee had a competent quarterback, we would have lost that game. We was a boneheaded play from being down 14-0. The Patriots, I'm going to give them a benefit of the doubt that only reason we beat them is because we were both on a short week. But picture this. We were both on a short week last time, right? The Patriots just got their ass whooped across seas. We were stateside. They just got their ass reamed out by their coach. We were stateside. Coming off, licking our wounds off the embarrassment that happened in the Steel Town, in the Steel City in Pittsburgh. And they kept it close. I knew it was gonna happen. But you know what gets me? You know what gets me? The hunger isn't there. Between the veterans, the fat cats, between the young players who were put in positions that they're not ready for, and our young stars who I believe stands Garrett Wilson, because I believe Garrett Wilson, his problem has been he was pressing too much to live up to expectations because he wants to win so freaking badly that causes him to press. But Sauce, Brees, I don't think their hunger's still there, especially Sauce. These dudes are wearing diamonds in their teeth. Listen, I get it. You got your money. You trying to floss. I get it. But it speaks to the mentality that you're on, that you're not saying it's go time. That shit's for outside, in between these lines, in between these hash marks, about my business. You got Brees with the iced out medallion running. Why? Does it really fucking matter if you're on the field and you iced out? I'm just saying. Situation like this, I wish Aqib Talib was on here and he would just yap him right in the middle of the fucking field. Because that shows me that your mind ain't on the task at hand. Your mind is about this. Your mind is about flicking it up. Your mind is on, we made it. Y'all didn't make shit. Y'all haven't made anything but make yourself a disgrace in New York. The Giants, unfortunately, their expectations were nowhere near what ours were. The Mets made it all the way to the NLCS after they hit rock bottom, 11 games under 500 in May. End up having the best record in Major League Baseball for the duration of the rest of the season. Everything that they took, they turned to gold. Oh my God, they turned that to gold. Grimace, they turned that to gold. The hot tour girl, they turned her to gold. The fuck have y'all done? No, literally, what the fuck have y'all done? But Crawford, play after play after play after play. And they hear the same fucking thing every week on the post game. Out of answers. Well, if you're out of answers, then you should be out of sight, out of mind. I don't want to see your ass until you're in a fucking uniform. It's still Robert Salafo, right? Right? Don't get me wrong. I was one of the advocates like, look, I think he lost the team. Listen. But the way they did it was so ass backwards. Do that shit in the off season. Do that shit during the bye week. Oh, no, we have to do it now before our season went in the tank. Guess what? The season in the fucking tank. Now I'm going to have to hear and listen to and watch the whole fucking week. And on top of it, guess what? They got another nationally televised game this Thursday or Halloween. But guess what? Their season's over. I don't even want them to win. Fucking tank the rest of the season. Ship everybody the fuck out. But on Halloween, because I'm a glutton for punishment, as a matter of fact, maybe, just maybe, I'll be like, you know what? Fuck y'all. I don't think I want to watch y'all no more. I'm going to watch SVU. I'm going to watch Found. I'm going to watch some YouTube shit instead of watching y'all. Matter of fact, just maybe, I'll run this shit back and watch it while y'all fucking fumble another game in a national televised game, national televised platform. You know, I am that vain. I will watch myself. I'm so vain. I don't even feel like singing. You know how pissed off I am if I don't feel like singing. But like I said, it's still Robert Saleh for, right? What about Joe Douglas? What the fuck about what's everything that he's done? He's been writing off these 4 draft picks a couple years ago. That draft a couple years ago. He's been writing off that. And tell you the truth, as time goes by, it's not really aging that well. It's aging like rotten eggs. It's aging like spoiled milk. And when I say if coughing up the bag was an art, Sauce Gardner would be Van Gogh right now. Because if he would have kept this steady ascension, either he would have priced himself out. But regardless, he would have got that bread. Now it's like overrated motherfucker. So you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Aaron Hernandez. Yeah, I know. Ooh. Because I'm watching that show. He reminds me of a dude, not the murderer, but he reminds me of a dude that's getting nice and his shit ain't focused. Remember that little cute fucking handshake that he did with him and Aaron Rodgers? That's what he reminds me of. He reminds me of he feeling himself too much. But Joe Douglas, how many linemen has he lost since last season? That's compromised our defense. That's ultimately compromised our team. Al Woods, Franklin Myers, Bryce Huff. Those are the people that he actually allowed to get out the door via trade, via non-resigning, so forth. Jermaine Johnson unfortunately got hurt, but pretty much that him getting hurt just exposed our lack of depth, exposed all the holes that we had in this team, all the holes we had on that offensive line. Michael Clemens, tired of seeing this cocksucker. Tired. Does it even matter? Because everybody knows Joe Douglas is gone. Don't know what you got to. It's gone. Yes, we do. We know we have a fat bastard that's hiding for cover. And in the 5 years, 6 years that he's been here, 5 years he's been here, what has he accomplished? I mean, tell you the truth, like I said, those draft picks were no-brainers. But he drafts like a dude that plays Madden, that just wants to get the draft over with. So he just like, if he comes from this school, he got to be good. I thought there was a method to his madness. Ain't no method to his madness. But like I said, does it matter anymore? Because he's gone. And he knows it. That's why you haven't heard from him. That's why you haven't seen him. All these motherfuckers are double G, double O, double N, double E. Gone at the end of the season, if not sooner. And now for the main event. This motherfucker right here, Aaron Rodgers. What more can I say? You know what peak Aaron Rodgers was today? There was a play in particular in which they were substituting personnel, and he waved off an extra offensive lineman, and he ended up getting sacked on that play due to the lack of protection. You know what that reeks of? 2-6. 2-6. 2-6. Talk about a lack of accountability. This dude came to the podium today with his hat hat low, so you couldn't see his eyes. Hat low like this. Shortest answers. Blaming subs. You know, the subs not getting in on time. You know, the shifts in the motions was messing up the rhythm of the offense. Coincidentally, you know, the best game that we played since the changeover in the offensive playmaking, play calling, was the game in which we implemented shifts and motions. And it seems like once we got Devontae Adams, like no, we don't need to do that. Now I got my boy. I could just put. He could be the one. He could be the one man motion. But the one thing I didn't hear from him was this. How about it's on me? I was supposed to be the answer, and I'm not getting the job done. Had little shots at the reporters. Here's my brother right now. I'm gonna pick up the phone. Hey, brother John, you've called right at the nick of time. I'm currently recording a new episode of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph, and you are on air. So let me have it live and in color. Go ahead. The choice is the floor is yours.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you on speaker.
So the New England Patriots, bro.
Yeah, I know. Listen. I don't got not one word. I don't got nothing to say. So that's why I'm letting you. You have the platform right now. I got you. I got this speaker. I got this phone right next to the microphone. So talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Man, listen, I'm on my business, man. I'm just driving the ROTC kids back from Fort Knox, and we stop at a barbecue spot, and I'm just checking the scores out and stuff. And the first thing I see is the Jets are the biggest disappointments of the season. I'm like, I know they didn't lose. I'm like, who the hell? Somebody must have lost to somebody like decent. The New England Patriots, bro.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, that's correct. That's the correct. And you know how you know what happened, right? As a matter of fact, and this is no excuse. Our kicker. Okay, matter of fact, I'm gonna go down the line. We used all in the first quarter. We used all our timeouts. Okay. Our kicker missed the extra point, and he missed the field goal. So you know we lost by 3. So he gave up 4 points. What else? We knocked their quarterback out the game. So pretty much Jacoby Brissett led the game-winning drive. Sauce Gardner gave up a long pass, a long reception to set up the game-winning drive, and they scored on 4th and goal with their running back, who at that time had 19 carries for 47 yards. Yeah. Who do you feel for?
And I feel for Devontae Adams.
Why? He left a 2-16, so 2-16 to come to a 2-16. Yeah, he knew what the fuck he was getting into.
No, he just like how he did when he got to the Rangers and he got my old college teammate. Oh, we finna ball the fuck out. After 1 year.
You know.
Y'all biggest fucking problem is Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
And all y'all motherfuckers up in New York City or whatever, or Long Island, whoever support that or whatever, all y'all do not want to put the blame where the blame need to be. Fucking Rodgers.
Listen, I'm definitely on that boat right now. I'm right now. I'm saying, yeah, the problem is him. The problem is definitely him, because he ain't doing what the fuck he's supposed to be doing.
It had nothing to do with that kicker missing the kick. It had nothing to do with that. Man, y'all have on paper one of the most explosive like when I go look at Madden, or when I get Madden, I'm looking at all the teams. I'm like, I know y'all defense was young. Y'all gonna be able to fly around the ball and shit. And I said, y'all got this young damn offensive team with this old ass person. I'm like, man, they should be able to do something. This man fired his mama. This man got his auntie fired. This man fired his publicist. This man fired everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, he might, hey man, that owner is probably like, fuck, like now your ex-coach is up there with Green Bay.
Yeah. Green Bay 6-2.
Exactly.
Green Bay 6-2, and we're 2-6.
Y'all sent another coach up to Green Bay. When Green Bay make it to the Super Bowl, I can't wait for them to rub that shit in y'all face.
They even winning with their backup, Malik Willis.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just, man.
Yeah, it's bad, brother. It's bad. It's bad.
He gotta go.
It's hilarious because I'm which going out. Like I said, I'm recording right now as we speak.
Oh, what's up, people?
Yeah. So this is Brother Low Fat. If for all y'all don't know, so I'm recording and I saw it and I was gonna be like, all right, I'll call him back. I was like, you know what? I know exactly why he's calling. He's calling to fuck with me. So you know what? I'm gonna put his ass on air. Yep. Look, I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding. I don't hide from the smoke. You know I don't hide from the smoke.
Listen. I'm thinking about making y'all a new fight song.
And what's that gonna be?
I don't know. It's gonna be something crazy. It's gonna, I think I'm gonna have the tone like Meet the Grams or something. that little eerie ass music. And I'm gonna use the what's it called when each letter has its own sentence or own.
What, an acronym?
Acronym.
Yeah, acronym. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Just end this shit.
Well, yeah, we can't say just end the season.
Man, we were going next week. We was going to the damn games. I promise you, I would have shirts made up, just in the acronym, with fucking Rodgers' face on the front of it, where it says "Just end this shit."
Yeah. This is, and you know the crazy thing is, I was out with your sister. We was running around, so I'm listening to the game. I'm not watching the game because something told me I was going to tell your sister, like, babe, finally I got a 1 o'clock game, so whatever you want to do, we could do after the game. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not subjecting myself to this fucking misery. You know what? We're going to go out. We're going to kill two birds with one stone. We're going to go out. I'm going to spend some time with my wife. And I'm going to listen to this shit. And every time something happened wrong, I just came out with this diabolical laugh. And your sister was like, babe, what's up with the laugh? I'm like, yeah, because I'm not even upset. It doesn't surprise me. She said, no, it's not the fact that you're laughing. You're laughing differently. That's not your laugh. I was like, no, because that's an angry laugh. Because I'm like this. And she's like, that's not your laugh. I'm like, yeah, that's an angry laugh. That's a laugh of, yeah, you can't make this shit up. Can't make it up. Ridiculous.
Never get no break.
Nope.
I'm trying to get a damn break. Talk my shit on the bus. Them kids come out.
So just holler at me later. I'll be up. All right. Yes, that was a run-in by my brother Low Fat, which is so apropos. I swear, shit couldn't work better. Shit couldn't work better than what it just did. I swear. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, where was I? I was trying to tear Aaron Rodgers a new frame. But yeah, like, He was supposed to take accountability. He was supposed to be like, look, it's on me. It's on me. I'm not getting the job done. But no, he wants to put little shots at the reporters. A delay a game on a 2-point conversion. And then he tries to explain it away. Well, we didn't get to play in time. And I really liked the play. So I didn't mind moving back to 7 yards because I still thought the play was going to work. It just, it just didn't happen the way it. Are you fucking kidding me? You got a 2-point conversion at the 2-yard line. And you're saying, well, I like to play so much that the 5 yards is not gonna make a fucking difference. That's what you're telling me? That's what you're telling me. Okay. The fuck? This was the danger in pinning all our hopes on one man, especially when that man is a shell of his old self. Physically, a shell of his old self. Athletically, a shell of his old self. Football-wise. But the same personality remains. The same egomania remains. The same self-absorbed piece of shit remains. Yeah, I'm turning on him. So what? Because I'm the fool. I'm the one who thinks that a tiger can actually change his stripes. Fuck out of here. A leopard can change his spots. Fuck out of here. He's resistant. He's been resistant to the new offensive philosophy, which bogs everything down. This tug of war between him and the changes that he wants implemented on offense has destroyed this team from the inside out. He's feeling away because his man is up in the booth. He should be happy these men still collecting the check because they're trying to still appease him. There's no reason why that motherfucker should still be involved in anything. And I'm talking about Nathaniel Hackett. But he is. All the reports. There was disarray in the building during the off season. It's been proven correct. As I was saying before, I had to take a pause for the cause because the tribal princess gave a call, and everything gets on hold for the tribal princess. But the disarray that was reported in the off season is proven to be correct. And I'll end it with this. Do you know, like, I watch Jets post game on SNY after every game because I feel like they're not homers. They tell it like it is. Connor Rogers, Bart Scott, Willie Colon, Steve Gelbs. And it's so sad to look at the post-game show with Bart Scott and Willie Colon in particular, seeing them flabbergasted by the way they see this team plays. These are two former players that have played on championship level teams, winning coaches, winning franchises. And lastly, I was sharing this with multiple people. This is the worst season that I've experienced in being a Jet fan in decades. And people were like, well, y'all haven't made the playoffs in 14 seasons. That's not the reason. I'm used to the futility. I'm used to the losing. I'm used to the downtrodden nature of our franchise. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this is the worst season in decades due to the expectations of this team, due to the talent on this roster, But unfortunately, you can have a talented roster and you have dysfunction in the corporate aspect, dysfunction in the higher ups, dysfunction on the sideline, dysfunction within the team itself, the team dynamic in itself. And instead of playing as a team, they're playing as 50 to 53 individuals. And when you play the game of football as 53 individuals, this is what happens. This is the end result. I'm so upset. Matter of fact, I'm past the point of being upset. I'm just disappointed. I'm severely disappointed. I'm disappointed in the fact that I allowed myself to be sucked in once again by this franchise. Allowed myself to be sucked in to all the propaganda. I allowed myself to be fooled, led astray, hoodwinked by my beloved JETS. Next on the docket, we're going to get into some wrestling talk. Samantha Irvin leaves WWE unexpectedly. Samantha Irvin, ring announcer extraordinaire. Samantha Irvin, who is author of some of the most captivating, emotional calls that we have heard on WWE TV in recent times, left. Her last appearance was 2 weeks ago on WWE Monday Night Raw and was quickly replaced by Lillian Garcia. But that's not the story. The story is the lack of fanfare that was not brought to the forefront with the departure of Samantha Irvin. It's almost like WWE and the officials at hand wanted to make sure that as much as possible that she was forgotten, that it would not be a glaring omission when they heard or saw another person in her place. Now, to me, what's disappointing, of course, we're disappointed that she left, but at the end of the day, she has to do what she has to do for herself, above all else. What's been disappointing has been the backlash, the fallout from the IWC concerning her departure, saying, well, she won't be missed. Well, she was starting to get a little bit too big for her britches. She was starting to make it too much about her. Like, doesn't every good ring announcer have that one little hook to get you captivated, to keep you in suspense, to keep you in the illusion, engrossed in the illusion that they're presenting to you? She had different ways of announcing different performers. Like, my favorite one was when she announced anything involving Chelsea Green was Chelsea Green. Why was that a problem? That, I'm quite sure, that actually enhanced the character, enhanced the position of Chelsea Green, because that enhanced how she wanted to be portrayed. Sedity, upper class, above it all. So why wouldn't someone pronounce her name? Why wouldn't she want somebody to pronounce her name differently than everybody else? It was distinct. How emotional she got, especially at this past year's WrestleMania. Coincidentally, is it because she's a woman that this backlash became like, oh, she was getting too big for her britches. She was making it too much about herself. It's almost like, hey, bro, you know your place. Know your role. Know your role is shut your mouth. Now, a lot of people thought this was inevitably gonna happen because of the departure of Ricochet mere months earlier, and makes me wonder if there. Well, I wondered at the time, would there be some backlash against her due to her boyfriend having the choice and choosing, you know what, had a great run in WWE. I'm going to go over here. Nothing against Shaw. I'm going to go over here. The way they wrote him out open-ended. Everybody thought he was going to come back for one last hurrah. He didn't, but it was exposed. It was, yeah, man, that's a good way to say it. It was exposed on social media. I think somebody asked her, or there was a lot of backlash against Ricochet. Like, oh, why are you going to the loser? You lose a brand, blah, 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 blah. Oh, Ricochet, you should have stayed. Or Samantha, you should have told him to stay, or whatever. How are you going to leave you like that? And she pretty much was like, I'm going to told him to leave. I back that, because at the end of the day, I wanted my husband to be happy. This business will be here before us. This business was here before us, and this business will be here after us. But the one thing we can control is our happiness. We're quote unquote independent contractors, right? No matter how big these conglomerates get, they're always classified as independent contractors, right? So therefore, he wasn't released. He had an opportunity. He said, you know what? I appreciate your time. I'm going to go over here. It's not about the money. It's about my happiness. Not saying I'm unhappy, but I'm not being fulfilled. And being the woman that she is, she backed her man 150%. And I wondered at the time, was she going to receive any backlash for being public in that way? And at the time, no, it wasn't glaring. Now, I will give courtesy where courtesy is due. I was listening to the Don Tony Kevin Castle podcast on all streaming platforms and on YouTube. And Don Tony did kind of hint at the situation behind the scenes. Was she had an opportunity presented to her that was not going to be a standing offer. It was going to be either take it now or leave it. And this is from an outside entity of WWE. And she looked at the landscape and was like, you know what? I'm young enough. I mean, I'm at my age. You know what? But this might not make it. And can you really blame her? Now, it has come out over this last week that she did pitch to be a little bit more actively involved, because I think somebody asked her on Instagram that did she said, well, she always she envisioned herself fuckers raise the price. Y'all raise the price from 25 to 45, right? Because, oh my God, now we can get 1080p. Wow, great. 1080p resolution. But yet, you can't get the fucking Wi-Fi right. And evidently, StreamYard. I know you're fucking with me on purpose. But anyway, she said she always had aspirations to be in the living manager, being a valet. Not only are we good, pretty much know your role. So when the opportunity came, it's not like she just took the money and ran. She was like, "Look, I could see, I already reached my glass ceiling." I'm not being fulfilled. I love people that I've worked with. I love my the camaraderie I have with my coworkers. But at the end of the day, just like I told my husband, I told my man to pursue happiness, I too have to pursue happiness. And then you hear, oh, knew it's only a matter of time. She's gonna go to AEW. She's gonna go wallow in the mud. No, 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 no. Sometimes it's not about that. Y'all gotta get this tribalism shit out your head. Listen, I'm like I said, I'm probably not one to talk because I chose, quote unquote, chose my side. I'm a WWE head. Do I even indulge in AEW? Not that much. I keep abreast of the situation, but I really don't care. But all this, y'all taking it personal, like y'all got things invested in the company, like y'all got stocks and bonds invested in the company, like y'all getting some residual kickbacks. Like, chill. Because at the end of the day, the powers that be, the only thing they give a fuck about you about, the only thing they give a F about you for is your money. That's it. The bottom line. Everybody has a price. What's your price? Samantha Irvin didn't sell out. She bought in. She bought into her happiness. And like I said, all the vitriol I saw online was just like, really? Like, listen, I'm 48 years old. I've been a wrestling fan since the age of 9, since 85. It's not that serious. At the end of the day, it's not that serious. It's not that serious to have venom against people who are making $1 just like you, just in a different field, a different sphere, different atmosphere, if you will. So all the down talk, like I'll give you an example. For me, prior to my current job, I was working at another job. And I was working there, I want to say, on and off for 4 years, right? 4 years total with like a 2-month break. Worked there for a year and a half. Something happened. Matter of fact, they fired my ass. Then they rehired my ass. And I had to start all the way back from the beginning, all the way back up. And then, to make this short and sweet, I got to a point that they pretty much told me, yeah, you capped. Like, what do you mean I'm capped? Yeah, we can't give you another raise and we're not giving you a promotion, so you're capped. And I'm like, well, you just took all the motivation that I might have in me out. I'm commuting from 2 states away to come to this job. And you're pretty much telling me what I make is what I make. You're going to cut my hours, and I'm not getting in the position I'm in. That's where I'm going to be. So why the fuck should I stay here? Just so happened, a month or two later, my current job calls me. Loyalty out the door. Loyalty wasn't loyal to me as much as I was loyal to y'all. Trekking through blizzards to get up here, taking 6-hour treks in the blizzard to get here to when the normal commute is on Sunday night when I had to start my training for my new job 7 o'clock the next morning. And I politely told them, fuck out of here. No, I'm not doing that. Well, we were just, we was asking because, we didn't like the way that you left. I'm like, you left us kind of shorthanded. I'm like, no, I gave y'all the prerequisite 2-week notice. Just so happened that 2-week notice coincided with my already planned 2-week vacation. So when I finished my registration, or when I finished my orientation with my new job, it happened to be the day before I went on my 2-week vacation. So I told y'all, I got good news, I got bad news. They was like, with the bad news, I'm like, well, it's not really bad news for me, it's bad news for y'all. And why is that? Because today I'm official, okay, and I'm giving y'all my 2 weeks notice. Okay, and being the fact that I'm about to go on a 2-week vacation, that hence makes this today my last day. Oh, yeah. I'll be back in 2 weeks picking my check. But matter of fact, I'll give you all my keys now. Happiness. Loyalty is supposed to go both ways. When loyalty only goes one way, that's a problem. And it's an ongoing problem. Maybe not the loyalty part, but there's an ongoing problem happening in the WWE. And we will get to that in a very few minutes. Does Paul Levesque think we're stupid? Just asking. Does Triple H think we're stupid? Just asking. This picture I have on my screen for my YouTube viewers is a picture of him hugging Jade Cargill, him hugging Liv Morgan, him hugging Naomi. Two of these women are black. The reason I bring that into the equation is because that's what I'm going to talk about. Do we have a problem? Do we have an ongoing problem in WWE with black talent being showcased on WWE TV? Main roster TV. Let me put that out there. Main roster TV. Just coincidence. Is it just a coincidence that, okay, let me start from the beginning. In the lead up to Bad Blood, they promoted the shit out of that PLE, emanating from A-Town, Atlanta, Georgia, one of the meccas of black culture, right? Hip-hop culture, to be exact. They promoted it with Metro Boomin and Cody Rhodes. 2-3 months prior, supposed to be staking out the Georgia Dome or the State Farm Center, right? And you would think, with the way they promoted it, they're trying to get a certain demographic. Do you know on that show, there was not one black act featured in ring? Yeah, at the very last minute, they decided to have Naomi and Jade and Bianca become the guest, the host of Bad Blood, the host. I'm sorry. When did y'all start doing host for B level? Matter of fact, not B level, but yeah, we've had hosts for WrestleMania. We have never had a host for Backlash. We've never had a host for TLC. We've never had a host for Bash in Berlin. We haven't even had a host for Crown Jewel, which I'll get to in a very few minutes. That was one way to try, like, well, you know, damn, ooh, we got all these matches. Matches were Rhea versus Liv, Punk versus Drew, The Bloodline versus Cody and Roman, Damian Priest versus Finn Balor, Nia Jax versus Bayley. The only people that was of color with Nia Jax, but do they really promote her as a black woman? I'm being honest. Or matter of fact, they don't really lean into her Samoan heritage, but do they promote her as a black woman? Tell you the truth, does she have any black in her? I'm not sure. I'm actually being very honest. And Damian Priest, who's Spanish, Puerto Rican, from New York, Nueva York. Now, afterward, they had a press conference. You know, that press conference, that post-show press conference that they always give, always have. And, you know, that's where Paul Triple H Levesque comes out and he touts the numbers and he touts all the records that they broke and everything. And a reporter asked about the ongoing lack of black performers on the main brand. And especially being the fact that this emanated from Atlanta, why weren't there anybody of any African Americans in prominent positions? Not saying that you had to make sure, but you would think if you're going to promote it as such, don't you think there should be some type of representation of the demographic that you were clearly targeting? They even had legends, not one black legend. Didn't they just induct oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? Thunderbolt Patterson into the Hall of Fame this last year? He was a legend from Georgia Championship Wrestling. They was in Georgia. He lives in Georgia. Couldn't have brought him out. Give him his props. Just saying. But the answer that Triple H gave, Paul Levesque gave, was just as troubling. When it comes to talent, I just see talent. I don't see color. It's like if you have talent, you have talent. I don't see color, which is the most backhanded supposed compliment that's a Caucasian person can get. Don't see color. That means you don't see me. You don't see me. You don't see our plight. You don't see our struggle. You don't see our story. Especially being the fact that you're chief content officer. By you not seeing color, it's a problem because that means you're fitting everybody in one box. Not only that, you do not know or do not care to know their thought process on certain things. You're putting everything in a box. You're pretty much painting everybody with a broad brush. the better answer probably should have been, you know, I wouldn't so much say that's a problem, but if it's a glaring, if it's so glaring, that's something that we just need to be better on. It is a process. Everything is not perfect, and I know I'm not using it as an excuse, but yeah, that's something we probably do need to improve of. Then you can go down the list of names. Yeah, we got the Street Profits, we got Bianca, but if you go down the list of names, it's gonna be even more glaring that they're not there. So this comes specifically right after the pointed comments by MVP and saying the reason why the Hurt Business did not reform in WWE is because Triple H, Paul Levesque, didn't want them. He pretty much called Paul Levesque a racist. If you think about the black talents on the main roster, since Paul has taken over, if there was a graph, you can kind of see their trajectory, which is going down. This is going to be controversial, and some people don't want to touch this subject yet, and I get it. And I'm not even saying this mother effer was an abolitionist. But one of the things, okay, I can't even say it out my mouth. I'll just focus on Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley was almost on par with, he was the Brock Lesnar of the black wrestlers, if you think about it. Is he the only, to my knowledge, he's the only, matter of fact, no. Kofi Kingston was the first WWE champion, but Bobby Lashley was the first and only two-time WWE champion and a WWE champion of color that they portrayed in a strong role, except when he went against the albino monster, kill the black people, Brock Lesnar. But everything else, he was presented with strength. Coincidentally, when there wasn't that many eyes on the product, i.e. the pandemic, i.e. where everybody was scared for their life, i.e. where all the big names, such as John Cena and The Rock and Brock Lesnar, was like, I'm not coming out in this situation. Guess who WWE leaned on for content, leaned on to keep them competitive? Wrestlers of color, particularly black wrestlers. Sasha Banks and Bayley, the golden role models, had it on lock on SmackDown. On Raw, you had the Hurt Business with MVP, Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander. You had Asuka, not a black lady, but person of color. You had these minorities propping up and keeping up your promotion when all of the chosen ones were not available. Then you have the changeover. And to get back, because I did get off the point, but to get back on track, coincidentally, after that backlash that Triple H received from I Don't See Color, guess what has happened on WWE mainstream TV? I can show you better than I can tell you. All of a sudden, you have Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson from NXT showing up not only on Raw, but on SmackDown and getting prominent roles in the women's tag team hunt, women's tag team title hunt. Not only that, they are going to get a pristine shot on this upcoming weekend's premium live event offering emanating from the controversial country of Saudi Arabia entitled Crown Jewel. So not only trying to kill two birds with one, trying to kill three birds with one. Well, y'all want blacks? Guess what? We're going to put them on screen. We're going to give them a little run. And we're going to put them in a title match. And we're going to put them on a title match on the PLE 1 o'clock in the afternoon, where most people will watch on tape delay, or others will actually boycott due to their feelings on the Saudi Arabia government. I not being one of them, because I did boycott a lot of the early Saudi shows, and then I got to the point of, you know what, I'm going to pick my battles. Because if I'm going to be anti-Saudi for WWE, that means I got to be anti-Saudi all the way, right? It's almost like, are you going to be anti-work, work laws, labor laws, but yet you're going to rock Apple products? You're going to rock these Samsungs? You're going to rock these Beats? You're going to rock these flat screen TVs, these laptops, these streaming devices? What, you don't think no illegal child labor is happening back then to create these products? But I digress. So you put Lash Legend and Jakara on all three brands. You have the disturbing lack of character development of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill continuing. Yes, they are the champions once again, but what have they done? What have they done? Are they leaning a little bit heelish? Perhaps. But there's no character development. I was telling Tyler McDowell that I don't even have a problem with them putting Bianca on the back burner to a certain degree, but when she's not in such a prominent position, this would be the opportune time to develop or help her or allow her to tweak her character, tweak her presentation. So when you're about to give her the ball to run again, at this point in time, that's a large if, because it looks like the only person they giving the ball to run was Rhea Ripley. And I'm not trying to make this a black and white thing, but I'm just saying, I'm calling a spade a spade. Pardon the pun. This would be the opportune time to tweak that character. This would be the opportune time to develop a cognizant character for Jade Cargill instead of just being a Bianca twin, a Bianca clone, a potential opponent for Bianca when the inevitable split happens. But no, they have them as caricatures of how fly girls are supposed to act in the eyes of a Caucasian writing team. All of a sudden, now we're seeing Trick Williams, two-time NXT champion, on the mainstream shows in the crowd. And I said, and I repeat it, does Trick not have anything else better to do? I'm asking. So you mean to tell me, as NXT champion, he has time to go to Raw, he goes to SmackDown, and he just sits in the crowd? Why don't you have him interacting, since he's the fucking champion of your third brand? Why don't you have him interacting with the characters, with the participants on the brands that he's integrating himself with? He's a fucking champion. But no, that'd be too much like right. Am I correct? I'm asking. So he's just there to smile and grin. And so I swear, the next time I see him, and I'm not casting any shade against him, but you know what his theme song should be the next time you show him in the crowd? Hello, my Hello, my darling. Hello, my sunshine brown. That's the champion of our third band. StreamYard really just kind of cut off in the middle of my rant. It's almost like I'm being censored. I don't even maybe me singing the WB Frog WB Frog song was a bit too much for the powers that be. I don't know. You know they're always looking out. Because there's no way in hell I should have just cut off like that. But anyway, it just really pissed me off. But what I was saying, hopefully, before I got cut off, what I was saying is in NXT, they've leaned into the culture. You have Jada Parker. You have, like I said, you have Trick Williams. You have Lash. You have Javon Evans. You have Lola Vice, who's not black, but still they lean into the culture with the twerking. They've unfortunately brought in Sexy Red in on multiple occasions. It's part leaning so hard into this, but at the same time, at least I would give NXT the credit, or at least it's perceived to me that they're allowing their workers to have input into the characters that they're presenting. When I look at Jada Parker, I believe That's how she wants to be presented. It's not like she's being written. It's like, all right, that's the character you want. Boom, 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 boom. You fill in the rest. How come the developmental brand has more of a wider range of emotion, a wider range of characters, and not caricatures than the main roster? I mean, the Street Profits, shoot, they job us to the stars now, right? Right? Even got in a win of consequence. Happy to have back. And she stayed in there for a long time, but did she really have an impact? Yeah, I know these are unpopular truths. I was willing to give it the benefit of the doubt back then, but that was January. We're reaching November. She's in the same fucking position that she was in January. And I'm not even going to talk about, oh, maybe this is payback for her walking out with Sasha. Oh, this is payback because Sasha didn't come. We thought we were going to get y'all back as a couple. No, I think that backlash is being presented on Bayley, another wrestler of color. I'm just saying. This is something you need to keep your eyes on, people. Wrestling fans. I didn't get as in depth as I wanted to because fucking StreamYard sabotaged me and really just made me lose my train of thought while I was trying to get everything back together. I'm just glad at least it's still recorded and didn't break it up or just say, you know what, get done. And I can imagine how choppy this is going to come out, but y'all know I don't edit shit. So something to keep an eye on, especially with the return of The Rock. One other thing. They lean into the... It's funny that the two biggest stars, The Rock and Roman Reigns, one is half black and half Samoan. The other one is half Samoan, half Italian. The Rock leans into his Samoan heritage. Remember, that bloodline was basically, yeah, I'm part of that heritage. And yeah, my father happened to be black. One concerning thing with Roman Reigns, and like I said, to each his own. When he was being interviewed by Pat McAfee, I remember right before WrestleMania, he kept on reiterating and making a point of when Pat was leaning into the Samoan moments, like, yeah, I got Italian in me too. Yeah, I got Italian. I'm a Paisan. I'm half Paisan. Just saying. It's like, yeah, don't lump me in with those people. Like I'm Samoan, but if I say I'm Samoan, then people gonna think I got black in me. No. Those that's my cousin. That's his pops. I got none of that in me. The one. Well, people, that brings us to the end of another edition of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for making me in this here podcast the one y'all choose to view and the one y'all choose to listen to. Next week, I made passing comments on next week. Next week, I plan to have a surprise guest on this platform. Hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be Monday. It's going to drop on Monday, or late Sunday night, early Monday morning, or late Monday night, early Tuesday morning. But I will give you a hint. I will have a surprise talking about wrestling, but not the wrestling that you're accustomed to me talking about. This individual is in the business, and I'm going to use this opportunity to get a little bit more of an understanding of the aspect of the business that he's involved in, and also hopefully be able to give him a platform to get his shit off. You know, pretty much it's gonna be an open forum. We're gonna chop it up beforehand, ask him, you know, what he's comfortable with, what he's not comfortable with. You know, I want to stay in between the boundaries. I want to stay in between the margins. But I am actually looking forward to this because this is actually going to be one of these situations that I wouldn't say it's so much of an interview, but it's actually going to test my interview skills because I'm going to have somebody on here that is pretty much going to be first time chopping it up, and we're going to see how it goes. But I'm very confident that you will enjoy it. And you know why you enjoy it? Because shit, it's me. It's me. It's a Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph. And y'all know when it under this moniker, under this brand, y'all know what to expect. Y'all know what it is. You already. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Anyway, let's get to the plugs. Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast, the audio version is available on the following platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music, amongst others. New episodes drop on Thursdays. Yes, I finally fixed the ticker. Drops on Thursdays, late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, or just sometimes during Thursday. Catch me on the social medias at Mike Stephens _ on X, at Mike _ Steph on the gram, and Mike Steph at Mike Steph _ on TikTok. Cash at me some bread at $ Donnie Mike. And check out the blog, which is not new anymore, which is MikeStephOrg.wordpress.com for the latest in whatever the fuck I feel like blogging, whether it's my current mood, my current attitude, my current work, my current videos, whatever. Catch me at MikeStephOrg.wordpress.com for everything Mike Steph. Yes. Next, because listen, when I say I used this last week to get things in order, you can't tell me I ain't on it. I ain't on one. So check out Hidden Gems Football.
Say it to you slowly and it may sound scandalous. I don't think that you can handle this.
Check out Hidden Gems Football, hosted by the Mojo King and myself, Mike Steph. New episodes drop 3 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday, and every Sunday on the YouTube channel of the 19 Media Group. Guess what? When you see...
Say it to you slowly and it may sound scandalous. I don't think that you can handle this.
That's Hidden Gems Football, hosted by the Mojo King and myself, Mike Steph. New episodes drop 3 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday, and every Sunday, especially when you have all these damn games on Thursday night, Saturday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. Shoot, I think this year we're going to get a Wednesday game for Christmas. Only one way to find out.
Say it to you slowly and it may sound scandalous. I don't think that you can handle this.
Vision, I say it to you slowly.
Say it to you slowly and it may sound scandalous. I don't think that you can handle this.
I say it to you slowly and it may sound scandalous. I don't think you can handle this. I don't think that you can handle this.
Say it to you slowly and it may sound scandalous. I don't think that you can handle this.
Fuck that!
Clear, guys.
Fuck that! You shut your mouth.
Say it to you slowly and it may sound scandalous.
Fuck that!
Clear, guys.
Fuck that! You shut your mouth. Doesn't mean that this shit stops. The right doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's how we rolling on HGF. Fuck that! Fuck that! Shit don't stop. Mike Steph don't give a fuck. At all.
Fuck that!
Clear, guys.
Fuck that! You shut your mouth. Doesn't mean that this shit stops. The right doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, had just had that. Now, next on my brand new plugging pause, on my brand new plug segment would be the guys from Gimmick Infringement. Here we go.
And now, gimmick infringement.
Welcome, everybody, to the Gimmick Infringement Podcast. I am Brad Winchester, and with me, as always, is my tag team partner, Tyler McDowell Blank. And Tyler, we have been talking for 3 straight hours, and I have no regrets. How you doing today?
Likewise. I'm okay, man. I must confess, the Arizona Cardinals have started and I believe lost a game in heartbreaking fashion since we've started this not this podcast, but our conversation. No, man, you and I, we'll talk about this more in a little bit, but I think as the years continue, it's evident that these are the memories, these are the experiences that I really value spending my time on. We can catch highlights, this is why YouTube exists, but Gimmick Infringement takes precedent, man. Priority Jones.
Gimmick Infringement, hosted by Brad Winchester and Tyler McDowell Blanken, drops late Sunday night, early Monday morning on the 19 Media Group YouTube channel and all streaming platforms wherever podcasts are available. Yeah, you see, I had to break out the banners for y'all. Of course I did. Of course I did. Of course I did. Now, next would be the Solo Vehicle by Tyler McDowell Blanken for AZ. Here you go.
Welcome to 4AZ. I'm your host, Tyler McDowell Blanken, and we are back with a very special edition. This is our Abbott episode. We are gearing up for Abbott Elementary Season 4, and I brought on one of my best friends, Kevin Paulson, to discuss all of the biggest questions surrounding the season. We are going to make predictions. We are going to discuss the show's popularity. We'll talk about its legacy and much more.
See, I ain't gonna lie. I love 4AZ. I love what it stands for. I love the dude that's behind it. I love the movement. I love everything about 4AZ. I love the show. I love the pod. I love the artwork. I love damn near everything. Matter of fact, not damn near everything about 4AZ. One thing in particular, though, that I was not expecting was that such a movement, such a groundbreaking endeavor from Tyler McDowell Blanken would actually make me or just push me to watch Abbott Elementary. Not saying I had a problem with Abbott Elementary. No. I watched a couple episodes here and there, but I just wasn't, it's like if I catch it, I catch it. I didn't. And I'm not really home, and I'm just not the type to go on Hulu and all that stuff to try to catch up on shows and everything. But being the fact that he started this recap series, this mini recap series of Season 4, I wanted to be abreast. I wanted to be in the know. So I could listen to it and have no idea who these characters that he talks about, that his guests talk about. And I said, you know what? I need to be in the know. It was what? Fear of missing out? FOMO? Yeah. So I decided to start binge watching Abbott Elementary from the very first season. So I know who Ava is. I know who Janine is. I know who Greg is. I know who Janine's broke-ass boyfriend is. I know these people. And I'll tell you right now, Ava's a fucking clown. But regardless of all that, please check out and please support 4AZ, founded by Tyler McDowell. Please go to 4azteach.org for more information. I got to add that to the ticker. And last but definitely not least, my bro from the Chi-Town, Des Powell.
Today, I am back with another special song breakdown, as last episode featured a breakdown of my first solo track, One-on-One. Today, it's time to dive into the second one I dropped called Kemba Walker, paying homage to one of the best bucket getters across the NCAA and NBA. And I would say while One-on-One was definitely the more intense track, more so bringing the kind of energy one would have in a one-on-one battle, Kemba Walker is more of the mindset behind what goes on the court, if that makes sense.
Yes, please check out Hip to the Games, hosted by Desmond Powell. Drops each and every other Friday on the 19 Media Group YouTube channel and all streaming platforms wherever podcasts are available. As you saw in that clip, if you heard in that clip, he was talking about his two of the singles that he dropped, his debut singles, One-on-One and Kemba Walker, in which the message behind them is phenomenal. It's inspirational. It's lyrical. And the reason I say in that order is because that's how I received it in that order. Inspirational, phenomenal, and it's lyrical. And I think that's the order that he might want you to receive it also. But please check out Hit to the Games, hosted by Desmond Powell. I know his last episode, he was giving y'all an NBA preview because we have embarked on the regular season. And my Knicks are 1-1. Unfortunately, got blown out on ring night in the Boston Garden, TD Garden to be exact. But then we blew out Indiana at home and washed that nasty taste out of our mouth. So please check out Hip to the Games, because if you want to be in the know for everything involving basketball, the combination of basketball, hip-hop, and video games, check out Hip to the Games. Salute, Des. And with all that being said, I think I have pretty much blew my load. I did not expect this to be almost a 2-hour endeavor. I actually started this way earlier than I'm finishing it, but I'm glad I got it. I won't say get out the way, but I'm glad I got it because, listen, my 48-year-old ass was starting to get sleepy. I'm used to my Sunday nap, and I did not receive my Sunday nap, but that probably means I should go to bed early. Not happening, because I've been recording this through NXT Halloween Havoc, so maybe I'll skim through that and watch some of that before I call the night. Yeah, right. Sure, I'll call the night when I feel like calling the night. With all that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. I will see y'all next week. And please, once again, allow me to thank y'all. Allow me to let y'all know how much I appreciate y'all. Y'all are truly the wind beneath my wings. Y'all truly, the energy that I receive from y'all is the energy that I put out. And just the support that I have gotten, not only here, but on Hidden Gems Football with the Mojo King, is much appreciated. Please press that like button. It costs nothing to press like. Subscribe if you like what you like. And press that notification button so whenever I drop, you will be the first ones to hit it. Goodbye.
Drop trial for y'all to kiss my ass. Is it the grass and the pills that make me ill? The reason time stands still. Let me cop a feel on the way by freaky. Seek out the needy. Masturbate freely on a proud for a freebie. Ways to stay up. Heading for the nut. I'm drunk in the Neanderthal. All I wanna do is fuck. Did I really say that is fact? That's amazing your ears as the band on this track. Struggling with a little bit of muscle. Gotta put a muzzle over my pit bull mentality. Hard work and more hustle. Either agree with me or fuck you. No negotiating. No more bending over backwards. No placating. The year of that asshole. Return the album on the couch and in my crotch. You gotta love it. The salty thoughts of Johnny Ooh. Al Bundy Part 2. No fuzzy feelings. My memories are hazy. There's no excuses, so I'm fucking lazy. Shit's so amazing when I look back at it. Accomplished so much for me and born from an addict. The shit's in my jeans, but I really love the feel of it. Brightness of the color in the black and white world I live. 30 over here with a Peter